IQSmartParent is made possible by the Grable Foundation.
From the first wheel to steam engines to self-driving cars, industry has always revolutionized our world. Today, we are at the doorstep of the fourth industrial revolution. New technologies are changing the way we live, the way society functions, and it's changing the way today's students need to train for the workforce of the future. We're talking about those changes and challenges, and we'll tell you how you can help kids prepare for 21st century careers. That's coming up on today's episode of IQ Smart Parent, and it starts right now. Visit our website for more information and links to resources about the future of our workforce. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to our next guest, Dr. Byron Clayton, CEO at the Advanced Robotics for Manufacturing Institute. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's wonderful being here.
Great, wonderful. So let's dive into this discussion around advanced manufacturing using automation. How is automation shaping the workforce?
You know, automation is everywhere right now. If you think about the supercomputer that we carry in our pockets, right? That's automation. That's automating things about information technology. So the workforce right now has to understand how to deal with automation. So if you think about things that are automated, you have to create the automation, you have to design the automation, you have to take care of it, implement it, install it, buy it, maintain it. These are all creating wonderful opportunities for the workforce. But it requires that the workforce continue to learn about this new technology as it's developed.
But we're hearing so much about losing jobs due to automation, though.
Yeah, so, there's something called creative destruction. And it means anytime there's something new that comes along, it creates great things, but it also replaces other things. There's a destruction part of it. And so automation does destroy some jobs. It displaces some people, but it creates a lot more. There was a study that was done a couple of years ago that I always cite, done by the World Economic Forum, and it said that across the world there were going to be 75 million jobs displaced due to new technology. However, 133 million jobs were going to be created. So that's a net gain of 58 million jobs. That's the story of automation.
So what does all of that mean for the U.S. economy?
So the U.S. economy, the thing you have to understand about manufacturing is that it's highly profitable. Companies that make things, if you look at what they pay their workforce, they pay their workforce very well. Manufacturing jobs are very well paid. And that's why countries around the world are investing so much into fighting for manufacturing, because it drives the middle class. It creates this middle class that they have money to spend. They can buy houses, they can buy cars, they can buy products. This is what differentiated the U.S. for so many years. Other countries have caught on to that. So manufacturing jobs drive the economy, drive the middle class, help people realize the American dream. That's why it's so important.
What kind of conversation should we be having with our children about thinking about manufacturing jobs?
It's really exposing them to what's out there. There are so many opportunities in manufacturing. There's a manufacturing workforce shortage. But what you have to understand and what we have to talk to our kids about are the types of jobs that are available, number one, in that when you think about manufacturing, it's not the dirty, dull, and dangerous jobs of the past. Those are the types of jobs that are first to be automated. It's about the cool things, right? It's about robotics and artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it's about making it interesting to them, because I would
Yes.
think that they'd think, oh no, that's not the kind of job that I want to be in, and yet there's so many opportunities for them.
Absolutely. And again, these are well-paying, in-demand jobs that you can get into and enjoy and grow. And if you don't, if over the years you figure out that manufacturing is not for you, these are transferable skills that you can take to many other industries.
So the flip of this, however, is looking at how this might impact automation in terms of manufacturing. So what jobs may be lost as a result of that?
So the main thing to look at are jobs that are repetitive. So things that okay, all I do is I take this widget and I put it over in this machine. Those are the types of jobs that are in danger. But keep in mind that automation is all around us. Repetitive jobs as if you're a lawyer, there's certain repetitive things that you do that there's computers and computer software that can do those jobs now. If you're a doctor, there's certain types of surgeries, certain types of diagnostic skills that are now able to be automated. And so it's not just manufacturing. Any kind of repetitive job is something that can be automated. So the key for people, and especially kids, to understand, and also adults, is that you need to keep learning. If you find yourself in some job that you think is in danger or is at risk, then learn something new. Understand it, learn something new, move on.
You often point out about this need to learn and continue to learn. Why is that so important?
If you look at the speed of business today and the fact that business is changing daily, competition, you're not just, as a business owner, you're not just competing against the guy across the state, you're competing against companies around the world. And you combine that with the speed of technology development, and what you find is that you have to keep figuring out, as a business owner, how do I adapt these new technologies and all to help me stay ahead of all the new competition? I need a workforce that's going to continue to learn and grow and help me implement these new technologies. So as the people that are most valuable to me as a business owner are the people who can learn, who are willing and able to learn these new technologies and help me apply them.
Do you find that there are some myths that you're still battling?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and what are they?
Probably the biggest thing is that manufacturing is just, it's like, the dark ages. Dull, dirty, dangerous. You go into these plants and you lose sight of daylight. Plants are, they have grown. Plants that are like that can't attract people anymore. I have my youngest son, for instance. He ended up with a communications degree, wanted to make more money. I said, go into manufacturing. Could not talk him into it because of the type of idea he had of what manufacturing was. Now he works for a manufacturing company, by the way.
I often think about this. I grew up in Detroit, and so I'm certainly, when I think of it, I think of the big three and automation, and so manufacturing jobs, and I can see how trying to get people past those myths that there's so much more opportunity, and as you point out, not these dark, cold places.
Yeah, and the main thing is that there's just tons of opportunities, and these jobs are not only high paying, but they're in demand. And again, if you continue to learn, there are always opportunities for you. And not just opportunities in one place. These are opportunities around the country and around the world.
And these jobs and opportunities you can get with a 2-year degree, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see this transition of companies hiring for competency, right? So it's not just about what degree you have, it's what you can do. What have you learned? If you learned it on your own or in a 2-year program, that's fine, as long as I know you can do the work.
Yeah, and there's room for women in manufacturing jobs too,
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. The workforce shortage it's really forced employers to look at, I just need somebody who's going to do the work. And so opening up and looking at other talent populations, women, minorities, the disabled, underemployed, veterans, that is all about, I need somebody to do the work. I don't care where they've come from, as long as they're reliable, they work well with others, and they're willing and able to learn.
What would be some of your final advice for parents as they talk with their kids about careers in automation and manufacturing?
The biggest thing is to make sure that they're exposed to the opportunities, number one, and number two, that they learn how to learn. Any kind of career, manufacturing or otherwise, is going to be heavily impacted by automation and technology, and you're going to have to learn for your entire life in order to be valuable to a company or to your own business. So that's the biggest advice I would give.
All right, Byron, thank you so much for being here with us today. We do appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Coming up, find out who's at risk for missing out on opportunities created by the fourth industrial revolution and learn how you can help equal the playing field. But first, check this out.
Learn more about the fourth industrial revolution by searching these keywords and phrases. World Economic Forum Fourth Industrial Revolution. The future of jobs. Emerging technology and the workforce. And technology and employment.